I'm Umberto Canarsa and I'm with Qualcomm, and today I will be talking about the Qualcomm augmented reality platform. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the platform, and then I'm going to walk you through the creation of a AR app using Unity and the extension, the Qualcomm extension for Unity, or the plugin if you want. Before I start, just wanted to have an idea. Is anyone using compass-based or GPS-based augmented reality today in your applications? Yeah, a few people here. So the Qualcomm solution is not location-based, it's vision-based, meaning that what we do is we detect and track a specific image. So it does nothing to do with location, and it's independent of your location. This is as a preface. So our goal at Qualcomm is to enable developers to build interactive 3D apps for the real world. And let me show you what I mean here by playing this video first of a few apps that were created with our extension and Unity. Okay, thank you. So the applications, as you see, there's from the video, there's a lot of gaming apps, obviously, but we have other areas of interest. I mean, obviously, marketing with media, advertising, instructional. This is where you can use augmented reality to explain how to, for example, here assemble a piece of furniture or how to use certain equipment. We're working on other areas as well. We are working on detecting and translating text automatically in multiple languages. We're working on visual search, which is basically retrieving from the web information related to a specific object that is in the field. And then navigation and discovery. And again, this is not location-based. This is basically being able to recognize a landmark or the location where you are, and then do augmented reality based on that. Wanted to discuss the features of the SDK. We don't have a lot of time. This is a very short session, so I'm going to play a video of our sample apps. We have 5 sample apps, and each of them feature one feature of the SDK. So I think it's a good summary of what we're doing, and it's going to give you a good idea of what our SDK can do.
The Qualcomm augmented reality platform is a computer vision-based solution that offers a software development kit, or SDK, to developers to build compelling and exciting augmented reality applications. The SDK is freely available for download, and we've included a number of sample apps to help kickstart development. The image target sample app is actually the entry point for all developers. It's really the first application that developers should look at to understand how to use the SDK and how to render a simple 3D graphic on top of a real-world image. For example, stones, but it could really be any image that you take which has sufficient detail and that can be tracked. The frame markers allow you to track any image within a little black boundary around it. The frame markers can actually be much smaller than image targets, and you can have many frame markers tracked simultaneously. The SDK provides about 512 frame markers, and you can pick any of them to work with your application. In the frame markers sample app, what you'll see is we've taken the first 4 frame markers, which have actually predefined IDs 0, 1, 2, and 3, and then we've rendered some simple 3D alphabets on them, in this case, QCAR, which is our platform. The advantage that you have with frame markers is that within the black boundary, you can have pretty much any image you want. Multi-image targets actually introduces a very interesting new concept to the SDK, the ability to detect and track simple 3D objects such as boxes. If you notice our sample app, we actually have a little graphic which is a bowl revolving around the 3D box. And what that shows is really you're detecting and tracking in 3D, and as you turn the box around, the bowl is actually occluded. That's a very interesting feature of our SDK. The virtual buttons are a new form of interaction. They're actually interactions with the real world. We allow the developer to mark certain regions of interest on an actual image target. In our sample app, we have 4 virtual buttons on the image target itself. And when you press each of those buttons, it changes the color of the teapot that's rendered on the printed target. So it's a very different form of interaction that's not available in non-AR applications. Dominoes is actually a simple game that shows how to integrate various features of the SDK with different components in the Android operating system. Some of these components are only available in Java, and some of them are available in the native side of Android. So we wanted to build one complete app that actually shows the developer how to use these very efficiently. In our app, we have a series of dominoes that appear on the stones target, and then you can trigger them using either an on-screen button press or a virtual button. And it has sound. And what that shows you is how to integrate sound, which is available mostly on the Java side, with the native parts of the SDK. We have a comprehensive AR platform with cutting-edge features. We have a great community of developers and fantastic technical support. And the best of all, it's free. So I'd like to invite every developer out there to come and try our SDK and build exciting new applications.
Okay. So as you can see, the solution is a near-field based, basically anything which within a short distance. Could be an image on a table or on the floor, a wall, or packaging on a retail shelf. So what are the components of the platform? So we have 2 main components. We have the QCAR library, which is basically our SDK, the QCAR SDK, which is a mobile library runtime, and is the piece on which the developers basically will interface on their app. It's going to be exposing the core APIs for the developers. And then the second piece that we have is the target management system or target management application, which is a web portal where developers can upload the image file of the targets that they want to use for their app. And from there, they can download a resource package that they will bundle in their application. Your development options, we have the SDK comes in 2 flavors. We have what we call the native SDK if you want to start from scratch and code in Eclipse or Xcode, for example. But we also have the extension for Unity, and it's available in the asset store. You just download it into your project and you're good to go. They're all free. They're all available also from the AR developer portal at the developer.qualcomm.com/AR, and they're all available now. Some numbers about our traction. We have a lot of registered developers around the world. We support a wide range of mobile devices and tablets. And actually, this number is not correct. We have a lot more apps now in the market and the App Store. So I'm going to skip the slides, and I'm going to show you this is about the target management system, but I think I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So this is my project in the developer portal. I've uploaded these images, and basically what the portal does here, our online tool will analyze your image and give it a rating, telling you how good it is for tracking and detection. Obviously, the more stars, the better. If you have 3 stars or less, we explain what you need to do directly on the portal to improve this image so that it's a good target. And then once I'm ready, once I've decided which one I want to use, then I can select them, and then by clicking download selected trackable up there, that's where I import my package, my resource file for my application. And the nice thing with our portal is if you're using Unity, you will be able to output a Unity compatible package. So Unity package, you just import it into your project and you're good to go. So with this, let's go back to presentation. I think I'm going to go straight to the tutorial. So you saw the sample apps. We have a sample app where we're using an image of the stones, which I have here, and then we augment it with a teapot. So I'm going to show you how to create this app. But also what I've done is, since it's a very simple app, I'm adding another feature, which is the virtual button. So I'm going to add the teapot to the targets, create a virtual button, and then when someone occludes the button, then the steam would come out of the teapot. So let's go to Unity, and since this session was very short, I already downloaded into my project the extension. Very easy. You go to the asset store, you type Qualcomm, and then it's free. You just download it, and it drops into your project. I also already imported the resource file for my targets with the stones. So I'm ready to go. The first thing you want to do is you want to delete the main camera. You know how projects come with a default main camera with Unity. So because with augmented reality, we're using the device camera, we don't need that one. Our extension comes with a whole bunch of prefabs for your AR components, and then we have created an AR camera. So what you do, you just drag it into your scene, and you can position it wherever you want, and you're good to go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my image targets. So it's very simple. As I mentioned, all the components for AR are prefabs. So I just drag an instance of an image target into my scene, and it's right here. And you just select which target you want to use. So I had downloaded, you probably remember on the view of the TMS, I had a whole bunch of images. So I downloaded 2 of them, and then they're available here. So I'm going to select the stones. And let me add some light here because it's kind of dark. Can you see? Yeah, it's very dark. So let's add a bit of light. Okay, so now my target is in my scene. I will import my teapot, okay? And this is a standard prefab object that you can use. You can download from the asset store. I mean, you're probably familiar with these. We have a teapot prefab, and there it is. All the scripting is already done within the extension. So now, in order to make the association between these targets and the teapot, basically what I do is I make the relationship by making the teapot a child of the targets. So now, whenever this image will come into view, the image with the stones, then we're going to see the teapot. That's all you need to do. So if I had to create the simple sample app number 1, we would be done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a virtual button and add the scripts and the steam so that when we occlude the virtual button, the steam would come out of the teapot. So first of all, I'm going to add an instance of a virtual button to my scene, just like we did before. It's right here. It's a bit small. Let's make it bigger. And then you'll be able to see it now. It's right there. And I'm going to drag it here in this corner. So here I have this virtual button in my scene, and same thing here. I will make sure that it is a child of my image target, so that we have this relationship with the target. Now I'm going to add the steam to the scene. All right, make sure the steam is. Oops. Steam, not teapot. Already have one. All right, here's my steam. I'm going to make sure that it's positioned well. There. Okay, let's see, test it if it's working. It's working fine. And now the steam is going to be a child of my teapot. Okay? All right. So the only thing that's left to be done now is to make sure that the events of the occlusion of the button is associated with with the emission of the steam. So the extension comes with a whole bunch of scripts, and they're already written for you. The only thing you have to do is, for example, in this case, is to assign the events. So we do have a virtual button event handler, and this is the script that basically will manage the occlusion of the button. And the only thing we need to do is to make sure that we specify what the event here, and that's all you need to do. And here, in that case, we'll tell the app to start the steam. So that one, same thing, very easy. You just drag it into your image targets. And then I've got another script that I want to include here. It's a trackable event handler, and this one basically tells the app what to do when I lose the image of the stone. Do I want the teapot to still be there, or do I want the teapot to disappear? And we're going to drag this one also in the image targets, and we're done. So see, it's very easy to to create. So I'm going to run it for you so we can check it on a device. And I have a setup here with the target, and I have a phone connected to my editor. Let me start the camera. Okay. So the app is building, and it's going to be sent to the phone in a minute. Hopefully less. Okay. All right, so it's starting. All right, so let's put the target into the field. You can see it. Can you see it well? Oh yeah, you see it very well. So you can see the teapot is augmented on the target. We have very good tracking, and now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the virtual button works well. Oops. Okay. And by occluding here, I should see the steam coming out of the teapot. Yep. So as you see, it's very easy to use Unity and our extension to create an AR app. Thank you. Just a few more words, and then we're going to be done with this session. So this is the developer portal, developer.qualcomm.com/AR. You can download the native SDKs there. We have also great forums for all your technical questions, and then for the extension for Unity, it's in the asset store. Just type Qualcomm. We also have the sample apps available in the asset store. That's it. Thank you. Sure. Do we have time for questions? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yes.
What's the exact licensing situation? Because when I've read through the licensing agreement, it's all free, and then it says, but you can't distribute it or show it to anybody without prior agreement from Qualcomm.
Okay. The question is about the licensing, the terms of the licensing, and this gentleman saw in the licensing that he couldn't distribute his app. So this was during the beta period. During the beta period, we didn't want any apps to be distributed because we preferred apps that were built with a stable software. So we're out of the beta for, and now you can distribute your app as absolutely as you want.
Including on the iOS, because iOS is still there.
iOS, yes. iOS and Android, yes. App Store and the market, no problem. Yes?
Can you make your own JPEG targets?
Yes, so the question is, can you make your own JPEG targets? Yes, you can make any image, JPEG, PNG, PDF file. I mean, PDF not yet, we're working on that, but we support a wide range of file formats, and you can create your own and then just upload it. Yes?
Can you link multiple images together? Like, let's use the frame markers to create 5 or 10 images to be set up in a grid and move around to interact with each other?
So the question is if you can include multiple images in an app.
Right, and can they interact with each other based on proximity, or can you use things like to set up a grid so if one goes out of view as another?
Yes. So that's going to be, exactly. So that's going to be up to you to define what the behavior is. But yes, you can, because the SDK can support, we've tested with up to 60 different images. So you can support a lot of image targets and frame marker at the same time. It's just a question for you to, to define the logic of what we want to do with when they're in view, when in the field. Yes?
What if you took like a photo of a building, side of a building or something like that, and then use that as your target and speed?
So that's a good question. The question is, can you use a photo of a building and then use that in your app? So there's a few things. So first of all, we cannot recognize, if I take a photo of the building, I need to be able to recognize it's on an image in front of me. I'm not going to be able to recognize it if it's outside because the lighting condition is different, the angle will be different, so that doesn't work very well. However, you can take a picture of a building and then use it on as your target. The other thing that happens with buildings is they tend to be very repetitive in their design. And detection and traction doesn't do very well because when it's too repetitive. So when you upload your image into the target management system, and then we analyze, the online tool will analyze your image, we'll let you know if there's too much repetition, which creates problem with the stability. But you covered actually two things here. Okay, we've got 5 more minutes. Yes, please.
Is there a way to develop a plugin so we can have support for tracking 3D objects, like real objects, instead of pictures?
Instead of real objects, we're not supporting 3D objects that are more complex than what we showed the boxes. Today, no, we're not.
Is there a way to develop that on your plugin?
On our plugins, I don't think so, but that's a good question. Maybe you can ask this in the forums. We'll have more technical people that can answer your question there. Yes?
So when you say free, do you mean, is there any fine print? You just...
No, there's no fine prints. You download it for free. Of course, you have to agree to the terms, but there are typical terms. And then that's it. And then you can build your app. You can make it available for free in the App Store, or you can sell it if you want. There's no fine prints. Yes.
So are there any of the features like 2D feature tracking available or anything like that that's normally seen in a lot of other augmented reality?
So the question is if we're supporting 2D tracking. What do you mean by 2D?
Talk about 2D point tracking, like feature tracking on 2D.
So this solution is feature tracking, basically. What we do is analyze your image and we look for features. So it's the same thing.
I think I'm thinking more of a real time, like you have a video signal and you have this arbitrarily pick a point in the scene and then just follow that group.
Oh, okay, some sort of dynamic tracking. Not really, no. But maybe you can ask your question in the forums. Maybe there's a way to build it with the existing, but not out of the box. All right, and I think we're running out of time. One more question. Yes, please.
What if you have lots of different marker images, like a card game or stuff like that? How would you achieve that?
So
Every single card?
no. So the best thing to do when you have a game like that is to use the frame markers. You probably saw I think it's number 2 sample apps. You have these little frame markers. We have 512 of these. And basically, you can assign a card to each of them that you want to use. And that would be a good use case. For example, you're going to use 52 of these frame markers, and you can assign them each a different card of your game.
But you have to use those images within your cards.
No, you don't have to, because the way we build the extension is you can just assign a code to your marker, and as long as you remember which code corresponds to which card, you don't have to actually have the cards in there. All right, thank you very much. Thanks.